What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's pandemic update for Wednesday, April 26, 2023. Starting off today with India, we do have a lot of news to report out of everywhere. Just COVID positives, celebrity health news, and of course, India. Remember, we've been saying India. We're going to wait another week to see whether they peaked or not, and guess what? We're still doing just that because cases today are 44% higher than yesterday's count, coming in at 9,629 new cases and 29 new deaths. Then you have this, or four schools over in India had 148 students test positive. Whoa, that's a really large number. So, yeah, and it goes on to say that they are sanitizing all the surfaces and everything. I mean, come on. COVID is an airborne virus. Yes, it can spread by surfaces, but the number one spread of transmission is airborne, which is why high quality mask wearing is so important. All right, here we go. Turkish President Erdogan cancels public rallies after health scare, saying here, "Today I will be resting at home on the advice of our doctors," Erdogan tweeted, adding his condition was a minor inconvenience due to his busy work. I've seen several different things saying what it could be. Some are saying stomach bug, some are saying something more serious. But the point is, this is the second time he's had to cancel one of his rallies. All right. This is out of Florida. Disney sues Florida DeSantis for weaponizing government. And one of the things that is coming out of this is they will not be allowed to. Ron DeSantis wants to make it so they can't put mask mandates or any COVID restrictions in there. As you know, DeSantis does not like anything related to COVID whatsoever because he doesn't care about it. Moving on to the next story. Because anything with Florida, that just really gets to me. Deeply disappointed Matt Pello cancels tour on doctor's orders. He has some sort of a health condition going on. Don't see a lot of details on just what that is, but the doctor wants him to cancel his tour altogether. All right, remember Jamie Foxx? We've been following this for the better part of almost 2 weeks now. Jamie Foxx is lucky to be alive after terrifying medical crisis. Actor was touch and go for days, and we might be finding out what the reasoning of that was now. It sounds like he may have been dealing with blood clots. Let's read this here. Jamie suffers from high blood pressure, which doctors say can cause clots in the brain, leading to a stroke, said the insider. Doctors believe this was a long time coming, and really, if they hadn't acted fast, Jamie might well have been a goner. So that is really scary, and this is coming from a website called Radar. All right, this is from MedPage Today. Don't bother with what it says here. We just want to read the headline. That's all we want to read. Chest CAT scans reveal abnormalities 2 years after severe COVID. 39% of hospitalized Wuhan patients had persistent intestinal lung abnormalities, study finds. Surprise, surprise, but this should not be a surprise. We know the virus can cause organ damage in many different ways, and this is just only one of them. All right, moving on to this. This is out of Elmira, New York area. Chimnung County Nursing Facility is having a COVID outbreak. COVID outbreak has been declared there. The Administration for Nursing Facility confirmed to WENY News on Tuesday that 22 residents have tested positive along with 5 to 6 staff members, with 120 residents in total. That puts the positivity rate at roughly 18%. All right, now this from Fox News. I'm not a big fan of Fox News, but they do give an update here on Ozzy Osbourne, which is relatively important that we share this. Sharon Osbourne gives update on Ozzy's notorious health issues since announcing his retirement. And it comes down here to say the former The Talk host revealed she had to take a break from her television duties to care for Ozzy after he experienced a string of health battles, including Parkinson's disease, a life-altering surgery, and COVID-19. Take note of that COVID-19 mention here. Ozzy's Achilles heel has always been his lungs. To get something like COVID that affects your breathing and all that, it was just notorious, Sharon said during an interview with The Sun. So I'm impressed here that, again, a celebrity is giving an update about a loved one or someone else who's a celebrity married to a celebrity, whatever the case may be, and they're mentioning COVID. Like, for example, recently we heard about the COVID issues David Crosby had going into his death, and I hope we continue to see more doing this, because this is showing how much COVID alter the can really alter the lifestyle of a person and really damage somewhere in your organs. It's just really remarkable, if you ask me. All right, moving on to this from TMZ. Sophia Richie, which is the daughter of Lionel Richie, his brother Miles missed his sister's wedding because he tested positive for COVID just before the wedding, so he was unable to attend to it. All right, that does it for the date for that news portion of today's report. Now we get on to the data report, but first, like we always have been doing lately, this day in COVID history, and we have two things today. First, April 26, 2020, clinicians in the U.S. and U.K. report clusters of children and adolescents requiring admission to intensive care units, ICUs, with a multi-symptom inflammatory condition that can lead to multi-organ failure, similar to Kawasaki disease and toxic shock syndrome. This condition will be known as multi-symptom inflammatory syndrome in children. MIS-C, a serious inflammatory condition that affects children with current or recent COVID-19 infections. Then we come to last year, April 26th of last year, 2022. The Biden administration purchases 20 million doses of Pfizer's oral antiviral drug Paxlovid as part of the Test to Treat initiative. 2,200 locations where Americans can receive free COVID-19 testing and, if needed, treatment. These doses will also be used to double the number of pharmacies with Paxlovid stocked from 20,000 to 40,000. And I would have to imagine many of these test to treat sites are closed, if not the majority of them, just simply because funding is ending and the pandemic emergency has ended as well. Taking a look here at national wastewater, we can see it's still dropping, but when we come to the CDC site, take a look here at the Great Lakes. You're starting to see more orange, which is moderate to near high, pop up, and that is getting concerning. We do even have a red site or two popping up here. Here's one in northeast Ohio. Yeah, look at this. Just outside or east of the Cleveland area, this is really starting to go up. And you can see here, we do have a lot of these orange sites. Here's one that's dropping in Ohio, but there are also ones that are rising, and it is relatively concerning. Here's one, Tuscarawas County, that's just starting to rise. Then we come over here into Illinois, Bureau County. This is a wastewater shed with 5,400 people, and wow, this one is just going straight up. And then let's check out this one here in Wayne County, New York. 8,931 people serviced, and yeah, that's rapidly going up. So you can see here and there are counties that are starting to rise, but on the national picture, we're not seeing a rise yet, or on the regional picture. But that could soon change if we see more counties start to do this. Moving on now to the latest community transmission. 671 counties are in high transmission, 468 are in substantial, 1,393 are in moderate, 591 are in low transmission. Moving on to the variant proportions, XBB.1.5 dominates at 73.6%, and XBB.1.16 is at 9.6%. We'll get another update on this on Friday. XBB.1.91 is at 7.9%, XBB.1.92 is 2.9%, XBB.1.51 is at 2.2%, FD.2 is 1.6%, and XBB is at 1%. I am wondering or concerned. If anyone knows, put down below. I'm hoping we will still see this continued after the 11th. Going back to the transmission map. This map right here, it ends on the 11th. I don't know if they're going to continue the varying proportions. I'm thinking they are, but you know what? Who knows at this point? All right, taking a look at BNO. U.S. COVID update. This is from yesterday. New cases, 6,880. The average was 13,500. That's down by 601. States reporting 12 out of 50. When today's BNO update comes, it should be at 24 or 25 states. In the hospital, 13,849. That's down by 78. In the ICU, 1,800. That's down by 28. New deaths, 138. The average is 165. That's down by 4. Taking a look at New Jersey, 187 new confirmed cases, 143 new probable cases, 5 new lab confirmed deaths, and 4 hospitalizations reported in the last 24 hours. New Jersey, taking a look here at New Jersey hospitalizations, 230 people in the hospital, 9 people on ventilators. Now, as I last checked, we did not get an update out of Center County, Pennsylvania. Nope, still nothing. 4-25, which was yesterday, they had just 3 people hospitalized, so that's not terrible. New York State, 806 people have tested positive in the last 24 hours. That does not include at-home tests or reinfections. Test positivity rate is 1.5%. The 7-day average is also 1.5%. Taking a look at hospitalizations, an ever so slight increase. 654 people in the hospital, 87 people in the ICU. Texas, we did get an update today. They have 977 people in the hospital. That's actually a big milestone that they now dropped below 1,000. 164 people are in the ICU in Texas. New confirmed cases, 4,532. New probable cases, 3,814. New fatalities this week, or deaths, they added another 63, and their positivity rate is at 6.8%. Finally, ending today on the international update, South Korea is up 13% on cases, 9% on deaths. Japan is up 18% on cases, 8% on deaths. Vietnam, 179% increase on cases, 200% increase on deaths, but that's because they only had no deaths reported last week and 2 this week, so their deaths did rise slightly, but that is not a huge number. Also coming down, Italy, cases are down 70%, and deaths are down 40%. New Zealand, cases down 24%, deaths are up 12%, and we'll end on Romania, where cases are up 170%, deaths are up 15%. Alrighty, that does it for today's pandemic update video. We'll have another update again tomorrow. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel down below.